Hi, welcome back. I apologize, it's been a couple weeks since I posted a video. I've been really busy with work, but I just wanted to make a quick video saying I'm still here. And last week I ordered on an auction site a really cool radio, and when it comes in, I'm going to share it with you. It's nothing fancy, just kind of a rare CB radio from 1976, one I've never seen. But it got me thinking. I went in my file cabinet and pulled out all my old CBs that I've acquired over probably the past year and a half, 2 years. And I thought we'd take a look at them, and it'd be great if you could, in the comments, tell me if you've ever had one of these radios or maybe have one now, and share it with the rest of the viewers. So let's go over to the workbench over here and take a look at what we have. All right, we're over here on my workbench here. You can see all the radios. I have another one on the floor here. So let's see, where do we start? Well, let's start with the very first one I bought, which was the Uniden Pro 510 XL. And I've said before in my video, I picked that one up for like $12 on Amazon Warehouse. So I had this, does the job, nothing special, but good little compact radio. Then I have a couple of handhelds here, an old GE 40 channel CB. And I have the antenna for this, another old Cobra 40 channel. And then speaking of handheld 40 channels, I also have an old GE emergency radio 40 channel. Has a magnetic antenna. The idea behind these were if you broke down, it was called the Help CB. If you broke down, you would just plug it in. It comes with a cigarette plug. You plug into the radio and you could call out for help. Now, all of these radios I've recapped myself, and the very first one I ever recapped was this J.C. Penney Pinto 23 channel. And believe me, it was messy. I hadn't really soldered a lot before, but to my amazement, I soldered all the capacitors correctly and it fired right up. So this was just a little portable 23 channel CB. I think it was from probably, well, it would have been 1976 or earlier, but I think it was from around 75, 76. Nice little radio. And continuing on, here's another J.C. Penney radio. I don't know why I got on it was kind of a J.C. Penney fad with me. But here we have a Pinto 23 channel base station. They also made this, I think the following year it came out in a 40 channel. But it's a nice little base unit. This one actually, it looks like someone's modified inside a bit. I can't really tell what they did, but it does work pretty well. It's a nice little sounding base unit. And then over on the floor here, we have another J.C. Penney. This one must have been popular because I see a lot of them on eBay. And this was a 23 channel SSB transceiver, as they called it. This one's pretty cool. I have all the paperwork, all the original plugs to it, but unfortunately, this one doesn't work. This thing is massive. It's super heavy. So if you buy one of these on an auction site, most of your money's going to go to shipping. And this one's pretty cool. It's even has the guy's original CB license on it. And I have some other stickers on it. I think this one's been modded inside. I have no idea what the A1341 or the US69. I recap this one, it turns on, but it's dead. So when I mean dead, everything powers up, it doesn't transmit, and it doesn't receive. So, you know, I picked this one up really cheap, and I'll just hold on to it if I ever get into trying to fix them. But I just thought it was a cool old CB. But like I said, this thing is just, it is heavy. And then over here we have another JCPenney. I believe this particular one was made by Midland. And I actually really like this radio. This radio I get great reports on. It's a good sounding radio, a good transmitting radio. And this one, I don't have the original mic, but this one was kind of cool. It came with, I believe the microphone could control the volume. It would control it up and down. So like I said, this is a 23 channel, and this one's, like I said, a great sounding radio. And then my last JCPenney radio, it's a 23 channel, and this one was kind of cool. It had a really neat feature on it. You could instantly go to channel 9, or you could push the scan button here. And what the scan button does, let's say you're on channel 19, it would scan between 19 and channel 9. So the scan button, it doesn't scan through all the channels, but it will always scan between the channel you're on and channel 9. And then this also had, I'm not really sure the fine tuning here, there were three settings for it, but another really cool radio. And over here we have a Realistic. Let's see, I believe this was the TRC, it's escaping my mind right now, 465. And this was a very popular sideband radio from Realistic. It's pretty, as you can see, it's pretty compact. Great little radio. I really love this radio. The only thing I can say about it, it's not a great sounding radio, but I don't know if it's this particular radio or if that was just how it is, this particular radio. Maybe in the comments, someone that had one of these or used one could share that with me. And then our next one is the Sears Road Talker. This is probably my favorite sideband radio. It sounds great, transmits great. I know you probably followed in my other videos. It's not working right now. It's gone out twice when I've touched a knob to tune it or turn the volume, and a little bit of static electricity. And, you know, twice now it's just fried something in it. The first time was the PLL chip. And I'm not really sure. This time it probably is the same thing, so I might go in there and replace it, order another one, and put it in myself this time. But another great sounding radio. Next radio we have is the Connex 4400 HP. And this is a pretty cool radio. It's an export. It's a 10-meter radio, but there's a couple modifications you make that are really easy on this, and it can become a 10-meter, 11-meter radio. It gets FM, and you also have 3 power modes you can switch from: low, medium, and high. A nice little radio, and like I said, or did I say, this particular one came with a frequency counter, so you know which frequencies you're on, because it's just going to display channels, and then if you make the modifications, it's going to throw off your your channels or your frequency, and you need to see what frequencies you're on. And I think I paid $50 for this particular radio. And then, of course, over here we have the Uniden Bearcat 980 SSB, which is, like I said, a nice sounding, nice transmitting radio in my opinion. And I have the wireless microphone hooked up to it. Now for ham radios, I have a couple Baofeng. This one's a, let's see, UV5R. This one's 5 watts. And then this one is the UV5RA, which is an 8 watt radio. I have another UV5R at work that I just keep on my desk. And then over here, we have the Anytone AT778UV, which is a very nice little inexpensive 2-meter radio. Now, when I ordered all these radios, like I said, I replaced the capacitors in them. So whenever possible, I would order one of the, I'd go on eBay and find the Sam's PhotoFax CB radio guides to them. So I could order the capacitors, and it would have a schematic of the board, the circuit board in them, and I would know where the capacitors go. For the ones that didn't come with the PhotoFax, I could usually find a schematic online, but a couple of these radios I could not. So what I did was I would take the capacitors out, I would write their position on the board, the identification on the board, and I would take pictures with my phone so I would know exactly where the capacitors went. One more side note, what's kind of cool about having, or useful with having a handheld CB is when you work on them and you want to test your radios to make sure they're sending and receiving, I'll usually go into the, go to the far side of the house and plug this in. I have the AC adapter, and then I can test the transmit and receive on my radios. Well, there you have it. There's all my old CBs I've acquired. I've gotten rid of a few of them. I might get rid of a few of these too. I don't know. It's kind of funny when you buy an old radio, you want to hold on to it even though you don't use it. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.